Thank you very much. Good afternoon, everyone. So I will be speaking on behalf of Megan, Abdu, Wasim, colleagues that helped shape this framework. So I will be speaking about how to enhance the national data centers in their contribution to the verification regime and how we can do this through a structured framework for capacity building. So first of all, the capacity building is at the heart of the treaty itself. It ensures that all state parties can fulfill their responsibilities and actively participate in the verification regime. So under the treaty, the state parties must designate a national authority. This body serves as a focal point for the PTS, for the CTBTU and other state parties. Their responsibility is to establish the necessary facilities, communication, provide data if they are hosting IMS stations, and engage in consultation and confidence building measures. The IDC is mandated to assist the countries with processing, actually acquiring, processing, analyze this data to make sure that they can do their final determination and characterization of an event. So the purpose of capacity building in this sense is actually twofold, is technical and strategic. It helps the national data center to fulfill their international obligation or national mandate and responsibility, but also helps them to contribute and to be part of this global verification regime. The IDC, on the other hand, provides the IDC products and IMS data with no prejudice. So the NDC has to develop the competence, the capability to make this final determination and provide the technical advice to the national authority. So the responsibility is actually huge, because their technical advice can affect, theoretically, the global peace and security. So how can we develop a structured approach to develop and ensure that our NDCs have these capabilities? So we are proposing a framework that is composed of two pillars. The first pillar is to build the human capacities, the human competences. So this can be done through a structured approach to skill development, knowledge development. This goes from going through foundational knowledge to more specific and hands-on trainings. The purpose is to have the skills to be able to make really the differentiation about human-made event and a natural event. Then is to develop the capability within the organization, so the systems. So the National Data Center needs to develop or to have systems for the acquisition, the processing, the analysis, the archiving. It needs to develop some processes within the National Data Center for the screening, for maintenance, troubleshooting, and so forth. So it is important that all these two pillars, will be developed in parallel, that at the end we are ensuring that our NDC is competent and capable of meeting all their national responsibility. So for this, we can move towards a timeline. So many countries are about to establish NDCs. Some are very advanced, and their NDC has been established since the treaty was open to signature. So we have different development phase. So, but we trying to capture here the main stages of development. So stage one is really to establish the NDC. Here it is to have some administrative framework for the NDC that ensures that we have enough staffing and funding. It is really critical, and this we have seen, and it's lessons learned from our implementation over the years, that the policymakers really need to be aware about this issue of unfunded and understaffed NDCs. Then the NDC, while we are establishing, we need the SSA, so state signatory account, the designation of all interested parties or stakeholders or competent authorities in your country, and this includes also users, so regular users and principal users. Then while we are operating, and this is second phase, is to have systems in place for the acquisition, the processing, the analysis, and archiving of data. Here we are talking about really having the initial processes in place. Then the phase 3, which will be then the institutionalization of the NDC, it will be really embedded within the national infrastructure, because the NDC then is recognized nationally as a competent authority. It can be seen as a tool or an institution for national security, for research and development, and also to be a liaison between some of the national authorities. They are subject to using some of the scientific application of the CTBTU data or IMS data. Then the last phase, which be leadership. Here, the NDC exhibits its contribution to the international framework or to this international legal instrument by sharing best practices, contributing to simulations, to the NDC preparedness exercises, and to be able to provide advices on the continuous improvement, whether of NDCs, NDC softwares, but also on IDC matters and IDC products and services. So to be able to go through this timeline and to develop a competent, robust NDC fulfilling this international mandate, there is a need of self-assessment. We need really to find a way how to define the gaps. It's not only about the NDC itself. The gap can be within the national infrastructure. So there is a need of coordination. There is a need of checklist. All the institutions in the country, they can and have maybe interest to contribute to some of the CTBTU technologies. They have the competence to be part of the NDC and supplement the NDC. So all of this needs to be documented, and with this, we need to provide advice to countries how to self-assess or check their needs. And we are working with QMPM, so I'm glad to ask Louisa to elaborate a bit on this, because we are working together. And please, Louisa, to...
Thank you. Can you put on the mic? Can you hear me? No?
Can you put the last one?
This one?
Okay.
No, if not, I can talk.
You can hear.
Okay, thank you. And yes, in the spirit of the Together Day, basically we have been talking together. We have been talking together, no? Working together. Is working now? Okay, thank you. So in the spirit really of working together, we have been approaching this initiative of developing the strategy of the capacity building to help. As you can see, it's complex. It's a very complex idea. You have all of these phases. You have NDCs at different stages. You have different technologies. You have different stakeholders. So it's a complex strategy. And what we're trying to do is help building a framework that will help monitoring the progress of this strategy, assessing the success of this strategy, and also provide tools at all the stages of this pathway. What we try to provide as an addition to the job and the efforts that have been put in place is answer different questions. Answer the typical questions of the assessment is why we are doing this, are we doing the right thing, are we doing things right? And for this, we need to first consult with you. So when we talk about the self-assessment tools, we have actually here already a little bit of a teaser that many of you have already completed. Understand your needs. The needs are extremely different when you are talking about different regions, different language, different stakeholders, when we are talking about the managers on the NDC or the people working at the NDC. Some have already been receiving training for many years. Some have been already retired. Some have want to catch up for something that have. So when we have to plan, all of these elements have to be taken into account, and we need to monitor whether the things that we are putting in place are actually fulfilling your needs. So this is our first important objective. At the same time, there are two more objectives that are very important and are linked with the overall CBT objective, which are we need to create together a very robust verification regime. So we need to provide you the tools and the training and the capacities to fulfill your role in this verification regime. At the same time, we want to be inclusive. We need to make sure that everybody that is part of the CTBT, can profit of the benefit or has the benefit to access our data and our products for whatever use that you want to give. All of this to put in place needs a framework, and this is exactly what we are providing. We are going to be monitoring, we are going to be assessing, but also we are going to be learning. And the learning goes both ways. We are going to be learning how to better provide the service, but also we need to learn what is it that you do with, what is that you need so that we can better program and improve our strategy. And with this, I close because we are with very little time. Thank you.
Thank you, Luisa. So with this self-assessment, then, we are trying to engage our counterparts, our stakeholders, our state parties to develop action plans or national capacity building plans. We have NDCs which are fulfilling only analysis. We have NDCs which are operating IMS stations. We have different technologies embedded within the NDCs. Some national infrastructure, there are 3 or 4 organizations working together. So we are trying to capture all these needs within one program, because every single program, every plan that you provide us, these plans, they will feed into better CTBTU PTS program that addresses your needs, that addresses, and it's data-driven, so we know which gaps we are tackling. These plans will define our regional activities and our regional programs, and this program can ensure that we achieve a result and we can achieve an impact. So with this, I would like to conclude, because after this presentation, we have a presentation about the software and what the IDC can provide you. And after this presentation, we have a full session of NDC. So I hope this presentation introduced you to all the capacity building framework that needs to be implemented at your level. So, and we hope that we can cooperate together and help you find and develop these plans that are necessary to have a good capacity building plan. Thank you.